out his valuable time to attend this conference, and it also tells how seriously the state government of Odisha is taking civil aviation. In fact, I have to also share that I am very, very proud to be sharing the dais with such young leaders of the country who are making the country proud. And if you see, right from the Chief Minister, who is a very young person, and the People's Chief Minister today of Odisha, doing excellent work in taking the state forward. And then we have our Honorable Minister of State, Muralidhar Moholji, who comes from a very ordinary family. In fact, his father used to work a very small job in cooperative, and now he is the Minister of State for Cooperatives. So such a proud moment for all of us. And then we have the Minister from Chhattisgarh, who has been a bureaucrat for 13 years, a IAS officer, a distinguished officer who have achieved a lot. But then for public service under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, he has come into this side of the coin and now doing excellent work. And also Vibhuti ji, even though he might not come directly under the young network, but we are considering him because he is a bachelor. That is what our CM also has been saying, that because he is bachelor in our country, some people consider themselves young, so we will take you into that network. So it is a very young dais here that we are seeing today. And all this because of the vision of one person, that is our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He has created this new country where the youngsters, he feels that they have to be given the opportunity to lead. And this is a great example of that vision today that we are seeing. And over the last 11 years, civil aviation as India has springboarded in both growth and transformation. With doubling up of our infrastructure in the last 11 years, right from Vixit Bharat that we have envisioned to Vixit Aviation. In 2014, just like how our MOS has said right now, from 74 airports, in 11 years we have went up to 162 airports. And in these 11 years, the way we have added these 88 airports is that one new airport every 45 days. No other country in the world has seen this kind of transformation in civil aviation. It has been only possible in our country. Today, 4.6 lakh people fly domestically every year compared to 1.8 lakh in 2014. And in 2024, India recorded 24 crore passengers, which is more than the domestic air traffic in the last 65 years put together. In 1 year alone, we have crossed 24 crore passengers. And by 2030, we expect this number to be crossing 50 crore passengers. That is the potential that we have in civil aviation today. And also the growth rate that we have seen is more than 7.4% year-on-year growth that we are seeing. And our aircraft fleet also joins in telling the success that we had, where it was around 400 aircrafts in 2014. We have 800 and odd now in our aircraft fleet. And with an average fleet age of 7.3 years, we have one of the youngest and most fuel efficient fleets in the whole world as compared to the global average of 14.8 years. This is the story of India's aviation, story of India's flight, from airstrips to airports, from connectivity to capability, from elite to inclusivity, and from Hawai Chappal to Hawai Jahaj. This is the transformation that we are seeing today. And the most important thing in this transformation is the revolutionary scheme Udan, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. Our Minister Vibhuti ji has also mentioned how today everyone is getting connected with aviation because of this revolutionary scheme. And since I have taken charge in ministry, and we have seen that more than 50 new Udan routes have been added into our daily routes schedule. So over the last 8 years since the beginning of Udan, there has been a lot of inclusivity happening. More and more tier 2, tier 3 cities have been making their own airports and connecting the length and breadth of this great country. And till date, 92 airports have been connected under Udan scheme, and 637 routes have been operationalized, bringing air connectivity to places that were previously off the aviation map. And some of these places you would never imagine that the people there also thought it was impossible to have an airport there. Those kind of places where there were small airstrips, we have picked up those places. Either we converted the airstrips into airports, or either we have made greenfield airports there. And we have seen tremendous success in those regions also. And not only this, This was Udan 1.0 that we are talking about. The kind of success we have seen, the Honorable Prime Minister has given a go-ahead for 10 more years of modified Udan. This I am mentioning it here because the states consider it to be revolutionary, the industry considers it to be revolutionary, and all the stakeholders involved, they were all looking forward to an extended Udan scheme, and that is what we are promising to you all today, that we are going to extend the Udan scheme. And whatever little bit challenges, Ushaji has also mentioned in the presentation that there were small challenges or small gaps which were needed to be addressed, and we are taking care of all of them. We are taking proper feedback from each and every stakeholder involved, right from the passenger to the airline operator to the airport operator and from the ministry, from the state governments, combining all of them, and we are going to come out with an output which is going to be one of the best schemes the aviation has ever seen in this country and even in the world. And so we are going to do it for the next 10 years, the modified scheme. We are going to add 120 new destinations through that scheme, especially in the hilly and the northeastern states. And also, our vision is to connect 4 crore people to this through this Udan scheme in the country. And the dream of flying will no longer be just limited to the elite. It will be inclusive, it will be for all. It has been happening for the last 11 years, but this is now stopping for us. This is just the beginning for us. We have just laid the foundation today, and today we have a much bigger goal. We are aiming for Vixit Bharat 2047. And to do that, right from 162 airports what we have today, we want to achieve 350 airports by 2047, and it is with that vision that we are going forward. And in this vision of Vixit Bharat 2047, how do we achieve it? How do we get to that 350 airports? We have done a lot of discussion within the ministry. And especially in the last 1 year of me being the minister, I have observed that whenever any state chief minister has been coming to Delhi for different subjects, he has made sure that he comes to Ministry of Civil Aviation, because that is the importance civil aviation has for the states also today. They have been coming to the ministry, they have been discussing on wide range of issues. They want to develop the air connectivity in their own state, they want to develop the airports, they want to create more jobs in the aviation sector, and they want to connect their own state with the rest of the country and with the rest of the world. And with that passion, the chief ministers have been coming to me, meeting me and discussing their problems. That is when we got the idea that the civil aviation is no longer a central subject. It is moving along. It is going much deeper into the country. It is trying to reach, it is trying to spread its wings and reach out to the most common man in the country. So we thought, why don't we have the outreach program? Why don't we go to the states? Just like how chief ministers are coming to Delhi, it is time when the ministers move out of Delhi and go to the states itself. And that has given the birth of this regional conference, the idea for the regional conference. And through that, we have had the first Northern Conference in Uttarakhand. We had it in Dehradun, and the Honorable Chief Minister there, Pushkar Singh Damiji, attended. Great success. The states appreciated. There was huge participation from all the states. The ministers themselves came and talked about all the issues. Then we had the Western Conference in Mumbai. Devendra Fadnavis ji, he was present there. He was discussing about the issues of Maharashtra and all the states like Gujarat. Everyone participated. And now the Eastern Conference, I'm very happy to say, with the support of Government of Odisha, that we are having it in the historic city of Bhubaneshwar. We are equally proud that we are hosting it here in the state of Odisha and in the city of Bhubaneshwar. And now, with this regional conference, the Eastern Regional Conference, we want to reach out to the states. We want to give them an additional platform. We want to give them the confidence that the Ministry of Civil Aviation is keenly listening and wants to handhold the states to improve their civil aviation network and to go forward in a much stronger way for the future. And we have also seen that the way the civil aviation sector has been growing. I want to just give you a number from the recently concluded monsoon session. In the just concluded monsoon session of Parliament, 25% of all start questions in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha combined were on civil aviation itself. And in contrast, if you look at a decade ago in 2013, only 7% of questions were related to civil aviation. See how 25%, just one ministry, one department. There are around 50 to 60 departments in the Parliament. and all the people are asking for civil aviation questions. So the interest of the members of parliament also. Now you see, I was also a MP for the last 10 years. The interest comes when the people are demanding something regarding that network. So you see that when the MPs also are actively asking, it means that the people are asking these questions to them. That is why they are putting these questions in the parliament and trying to find out the information. Now my dear friend Om Prakash ji was also sharing that aviation is out of the political spectrum right now. It is not considered to be the priority in the political way of doing things. But I am very sure with the way the parliament is functioning and the way they are asking questions, very soon the civil aviation sector is also going to be on the manifesto. Wherever you go, even if it is the remotest village, the people there will be asking that when are you going to have an airport or a helicopter operation near us, and when are you going to connect us to the rest of the country and to the rest of the world. This is going to be a reality in the coming days and the coming future. And how to make it a reality is the responsibility that is laid out on all of us. Right from the Ministry of Civil Aviation to the states and all the stakeholders, we have to collectively think about all the new innovative ideas that are required. Now, civil aviation is a very progressive sector. It is a global sector. And here, there needs to be a lot of collective, broad thinking that needs to happen so that we can cater for the exclusive needs and the tailor-made solutions for all the remotest parts of the country. And now, through this regional conference, we are going to discuss with all the states whatever kinds of issues they have. We are going to discuss them deeply and thoroughly. And I can assure you that it is not just me and Moholji who have come here. Our whole team from the ministry has come here. Even if you come to Delhi, our rooms might be smaller to meet. You can call only 3 or 4 or 5, 6 people. But here we have got 20, 30 people, all the departments, right from the airports, joint secretaries, name it, all the divisions, all the important departments, everyone is here. Because when we come here to talk to you, we thought that it has to be the whole team that comes here, sits here, and we have a very detailed and very thorough discussion with the states. So it is with that seriousness also we are taking up this thing. And now some important concepts that we want to do from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. The whole point is one, to reach out to the states and hear from you. And the other side of it is what are we trying to do from the Ministry of Civil Aviation point, and how do the states need to come about. And very much the states are also following that line. And the most important thing is how do we increase our airport network. This is a much talked about thing, and this is also a plan of our Honorable Prime Minister, that the airstrips that we have around 450 airstrips lying vacant, lying unoperationalized across the country. And some of them can be immediately made into airports. And how do we do that? Only with the help of the state government. And with this kind of support, if it comes from the state government, we can do wonders and convert all the airstrips which have been lying vacant into these useful airports. And earlier, airport used to be classified as airport itself. And airport, when we think about it, it was a huge parcel of land, right from 1,000 acres to 2,000 acres. And one of the biggest airports, it goes up to 4,000 to 5,000 acres. But we thought India is such a vast country. India is a country with different demographic dividend, with different demographic background, with different geographical background. You can't just go with a single blanket rule for all the airports across the country. So now we have created a model. We have created an SOP that airports will not just be airports. Airports will be mega airports, airports will be medium airports, airports will be small airports, airports will be cargo airports. So when you get this streamlining, when you get this categorization done, that is when you can have this hub and spoke model of airports. That's when you can have these satellite airports. That is where you can see where is the area which is not covered by any airport, and how do I offer that air connectivity, and maybe I'll have a heliport. So it is with this idea we are categorizing the kind of airports that we see across the country. Because the moment you say I want to build an airport and I want to get 1,500 to 2,000 acres, it is a very difficult idea to start with. In some of the areas where there are very remote areas or a tier 3 city areas, you see that in the next 15, 20, 30 years, you won't see international operations happening from that area. So maybe wide body is not required there. The more important thing is how do you streamline the ATR operations? How do you streamline a 90-seater, a 100-seater or a 120-seater operations from there? So how exactly can I cater that airport for that needs of those catchment area? So now we have created the SOP of this airports, which is also going to help for the states to plan what kind of airports it wants to build and immediately operationalize the sufficient airports that we have. And one more important thing that we are doing from the ministry is that every time the state sends a proposal, that please look into the feasibility study of this area, can we do it into an airport or not, we very conveniently put forward a bill saying that you need to pay so much amount so that our team can come and do the feasibility study. We are going away with it. Now, any state who comes for this, we are saying that 2 airport studies can be done without any cost. We are going to assist them so that this creation of new airports is a continuous activity. There shouldn't be any kind of a roadblock for them saying that, okay, if we want to call them, then we need to pay, we need to do the study. So let us restrict ourselves to doing only these specific areas. So for that, regular states, we are doing 2 per year, and for the northeastern states and the hilly states, we are doing 4 per year, so that the air connectivity reaches to each and every one, and robustly we look into creating more airports. And on top of that, we have the FTO network also. And I'm very happy the government of Odisha has entered into an MOU for the FTO, and this is a requirement. This is a realistic and a practical requirement in the country. Every plane that comes into operation requires around 30 pilots, 20 to 30 pilots on average. And more than the pilots, they will need maintenance engineers, they will need ground handling staff. There are numerous different variety of jobs that are created under the operations of a plane. And how do you get these guys to the required number of people that are there? Right from the pilots to the engineers and everything. So only thing is you need to create more and more FTOs in the country, and there is a scope for that also. We have liberalized our airport laws also so that more people can come and establish these FTOs across the country. Geographically, there are some areas which are more favorable for these FTOs also, and I'm sure Odisha is also one state. Chhattisgarh is also one state which can do that. So they have to actively pursue with the industry and with the respected stakeholders so that they come and establish these FTOs. I'm saying there is a huge demand in the country, and the way we are seeing FTOs is that not only to cater for the existing demand that is going to be created or the futuristic demand. If you look at the number of orders that we have either with Airbus, Boeing and all the collective manufacturers, OEMs, it is roughly up to 1700. 1700 planes are in order right now. They are going to come. So these 1700 planes, imagine each plane catering up to 20-30 pilots. How many number of pilots are required? Every year we have to generate at least 3000 pilots in the country. And this is just for the demand that is being created in the country itself. But now India is not a country which is catering for its own. India is now looked at as a global leader. So even in aviation, we have to be considered to be the global leader. For that, our FTOs need to be of global standards. Our FTOs, the pilots who are getting trained, who are getting the license from our FTOs, should not only be able to work in the country, but should be able to go to any country in the world and say, this has come from the best country of best standards and from the best FTO. That is the vision that we have for the FTOs today. And we have thoroughly reviewed all the FTOs in the country. And we wanted to change the existing system. We wanted to bring in more accountability. We want to bring in more of these global standards. So from this October, we are going to rate all the FTOs. Just like how we rate universities. Now a student who is completing his intermediate and is trying to get into a good university, he has a good set of rankings in front of him. He wants to get into the best engineering college. He looks at the top 100 and he knows which state, which college I need to go. If he wants to do a medical he writes the NEET exam and he sees which college is the best one where I want to go. He wants to do some business course study. Every education college, every university is being rated. Now FTOs are equally an educational system in the aviation industry, so we want to rate them. So from October, using parameters that are very, very important, using standards that are very important for the FTOs, we are going to grade them. A, B, C, all these kind of gradings will be given so that one, there is an opportunity for the FTOs to understand where they are placed right now and how do they rise up into those global standards. Two, the students get a clear vision of how the FTOs are operating across the country and how they are ranked. So I request the FTOs also to up their standards. I believe that India is a country where each and every FTO can be of grade A. And until you become into the grade A, I'll keep pushing you so that no one stays in the other grades. We are with that commitment that all the FTOs should be in the grade A category. And on top of that, we have the MRO sector. Again, Odisha government has done a revolutionary MOU, which is the first in this side of the region. And MRO is also, likewise with the coming in of a lot of fleet, MRO network is also very, very important. And all these airports have a great opportunity for providing MRO network, especially the Eastern Conference, which can be a hub for the South Asian and the Asian countries also. We are so close to them that they can operate through our airports, they can utilize our MRO network also. For that, again, we need to step up our standards in the way we deliver our MRO services. And whatever is required as a country, the agreements that we need with EASA, let's say FAA or all the international OEMs, that is being done from our ministry side, along with the respective departments and the respective stakeholders. We are discussing internationally so that we get the necessary commitments. But in the MRO network also, whatever standards are required, I request the industry also to ensure that global standards are also maintained. And on top of this, we have one important thing when we talk about the Eastern network is the tourism sector. Now the whole travel, when you see that most of it is driven by the tourism sector also. And right from the Lord Jagannath temple in Puri to the Chilka lake in Odisha and to up to Darjeeling tea gardens in Kolkata or the Bodh Gaya in Bihar, there are so many vast number of tourist locations, right from spiritual locations to eco-tourism locations and many wide variety of places that we need to connect. And the best way to connect them to the rest of the country and to the rest of the world is to provide them with proper air connectivity and air connectivity network. And that has been actively pursued from our side also. Udan has been helping this air connectivity for some time. And I'm very happy that the states have also taken lead. And in fact, our state government of Odisha has also come up with this viability gap funding scheme where they are providing some support for these new routes that are going to be non-viable from their side also, so that at least the spark can be given to connect those routes. And it is very important, these small players who are there right now, the reason I was mentioning Udan 2.0 is also specifically for you, because there has been a lot of enthusiasm in the smaller players because of the Udan scheme. I've seen a lot of young airlines operators coming in, so operating these 9-seaters, 19-seaters, 40-seaters, 70-seaters, different kinds of aircrafts and trying to connect these tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And the whole operations is dependent on how good the Udan scheme is. And now with the states also pitching in, it gives them a lot more confidence. And through the modified Udan scheme, what we want to see, I envision a country like India. Today there is much talked about duopoly. There is Indigo and Air India right now. But I see that at least 5 airline operators operating up to 100 aircrafts in their fleet, that is the capacity of the country today. And that is what we want to achieve. And this is about the bigger airline operators that we are seeing. But even the smaller airlines, I'm seeing that they are having 2, 3, 4, 5. But it is time you also step up your orders. You need to have at least 20 airlines under your belt. You need to operate at least 5 to 10 airport networks very robustly under your belt. So that is the kind of vision that even the smaller airlines need to have. And when you want to have that additional kind of support, I think states are also very, very progressive and very proactive in offering that kind of support. So this is the opportunity, this is the platform where the smaller airlines also can cater specifically for this eastern region or the specific states. And I want you also to take this opportunity and come up with the much more innovative ideas so that you can also increase your fleet. And likewise, the tourism, we also need to, I've talked about the FTOs, but another thing is the skilling. When we talk about skilling, aviation is a very passion-oriented industry. It is not that someone completes the engineering, someone completes their whole studies and then says that I want to go into aviation field, I'll do some course or I'll do a necessary program and I'll get into aviation. What we need is passionate people. And the passion starts from childhood itself. Passion starts from school itself. And it is that age that we want to target the students and all. So we have created a special program from the ministry, outreach program, where we are going to go to the schools, interact with the youngsters, especially these 10th, 11th and 12th students, and try to talk about what the industry has to offer. Right from the pilots to the crew to the engineers and all the different variety of career opportunities that you have in aviation. We are going to bring the industry leaders, we are going to bring in the achievers in the industry, and we are going to take them to the schools and interact with the students, so the students develop a passion. They develop a commitment towards aviation, and it is these kind of people we want to have in aviation for the future. So this is a program which we have started from the ministry itself. I would request the states also to combine with this program and to have further more innovative ideas, so that the outreach goes to the most remotest part of the country. We can take the schools even to the tribal areas of the country. And in fact, Odisha government is doing a great job in that direction. I would request the other states also here to have that kind of outreach program, especially in aviation, so that the demand that is going to get created in the future also get addressed by the necessary number of passionate people who want to come into aviation. And in fact, all the states are having a great interest in creation of new airports, and likewise Odisha, there are up to 20 to 21 airstrips that are lying around. They are also trying to convert 11 of these airstrips into airports, and we are going to provide all the support that is required. And in fact, after the Chief Minister has taken oath, he has taken special interest also in getting the in-principle approval for Puri, and we are very happy to share that Puri in-principle approval has also been finished. All the clearances are also up to date. So now the only thing is how to make it operational, how to get the things started on the ground is something we have to collaboratively discuss, and we want to assure you that very soon we are going to do everything necessary to ensure that the work around Puri Airport also starts. And on top of that, one important thing that we are trying to do from the ministry is restart seaplane operations. Seaplane operations was there once, but it was specific to one single route. But now Andaman and Nicobar is also here, where there was also a very robust network of seaplanes. We have modified the guidelines around seaplanes also. In fact, some of the airline operators that are here, I want you guys also to actively look into seaplane operations. I feel there is a huge potential that we are missing out today. What needs to be a water aerodrome? What needs to be the rules and regulations around a seaplane? How much training does the pilot require so that he can fly a seaplane? Everything has been modified to make it much more easier for us to restart the seaplane operations. And we are hoping that by October we'll have 2 seaplanes in the country operating around Andaman and Nicobar network, Kerala network and Andhra network. But I see more potential across all states. I've mentioned about Chilka Lake and the whole eastern coast. Wherever there is beach connectivity, you can have these seaplane operations, and any water body which is more than 5 feet in depth, and also you have a nice landing of 200 meters, I think can be made into an airstrip there for water aerodrome there. So that is a huge opportunity for us. So seaplane operations also, the states can come up with innovative ideas and innovative locations, new locations through which we can connect the seaplane operations. So there are many interesting concepts that we are looking at from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and there are going to be some presentations from our teams also on what needs to be focused from the state point of view, or what is the support that is required from the state point of view. And in fact, regarding the states, I know some teams are here, ministers are also here. So all the necessary requirements or the demands that the states have, we are going to thoroughly discuss about them. We'll give you a time-bound manner in how we are going to address them. And once we go back to Delhi, and the request has also been brought in, that you have to have a special cell so that this communication is a continuous activity, not just once when we meet in these conferences. So we are going to ensure that continuous communication also happens, so that the civil aviation from the state, whatever issues they have, they get addressed in a timely manner. So I am once again very, very happy for the state government of Odisha and the Chief Minister Mohan Majiji also for taking that much time, and also helping us in create this wonderful environment, and for all the stakeholders to come here together and also have a nice meeting. And one initiative which we have inaugurated one in the Bhubaneshwar airport today also, and something which is very, very close to my heart is the Udan Yatri Cafe. And Udan scheme everyone knows about, Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. And now under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister, his vision of having the Aam Nagrik travel through air has become a reality today. And the challenge that has posed is that the Aam Nagrik is traveling, but the Dam is not Aam today in the airports. And they have continuously been complaining that we are traveling right now, but we can't have a tea, we can't have a cup of coffee, we can't eat something. And I felt really sad that there are people who are probably not buying anything when they are going to airport because of the prices that are there at the airport. Then we said this is the time when the whole situation around the airport also has to change. So taking an inspiration from the Udan scheme, we have created this Udan Yatri Cafe. And the first one has been launched in December last year in the Kolkata airport, which is also from the Eastern Conference. And we have got tremendous response, wonderful response from all the passengers. And they are doing business which no other concessionaire, no other shop in the airport is doing. Wonderful numbers they are doing. So once we saw the success there, we have opened one in Chennai, we have opened one in Mohalji's Pune also. And we have opened one in Ahmedabad. There are 4 or 5 airports which are pending to be opened, and we are going to open them very soon. Today we got the opportunity to open it in Bhubaneshwar also. So water bottle is 10 rupees, tea is 10 rupees, coffee is 20 rupees. There is a nice samosa also which will be heated and given to you at 20 rupees. And there is a local favorite which is the coconut laddu also at 20 rupees. So I was interacting with the passengers, and the only question I was asking them is, do you get these prices in railway station or is it better than that? So now the airports are truly getting democratized. We are catering for all kinds of people. Let it be the elite or let it be the common man. We want the airports to truly showcase the strength of the country, to showcase the real social fabric that the country witnesses. We want to replicate that and show it in the airports. So this Udan Yatri Cafe is something very, very important that we are taking up, and we are going to do it. Digi Yatra, an important technology revolution that we have done it, and Bhubaneshwar also has it, and many other airports are yet to come in, so we are going to take that up. So lot of initiatives from our side also are happening in terms of technology, services, and many different innovative ideas that are coming in. And these conferences, I feel, are going to help us deliberate more on these kind of areas. And also one thing where I'd request the states to look at it proactively is the aerosports also. Aerosports is a division which has not been explored to the full potential. Now, if you want to do the skydiving, if you want to do any of these adventure sports regarding aviation, the only opportunity, most of the opportunity right now is you have to fly out of the country and do it somewhere else. And many countries are taking the opportunity of catering for the Indian demand. Now it is time we cater for our demand. There are a lot of enthusiasts in aerosports industry who want to see this specific sector flourish. And we are creating the guidelines, we are creating the rules from our sides also, and it would also help if the states also pick up some activities proactively and consider this specific division of aerosports. So that is one important area that we are looking at. There are many concepts like this, and I hope that we get to discuss more into this thoroughly in this one-on-one discussions. And on top of that, I would also like to say that we have the Wings India 2026 that is going to come up in January in the coming year in Begumpet Airport, Hyderabad. This is a very prestigious program from the Ministry of Civil Aviation and one of the biggest aviation shows in the whole of South Asia and in the whole of Asia also, in fact. So I would like to invite each and everyone, right from the states to all the stakeholders that are here. I welcome you all to the Wings India 2026 program. It is going to be one of the best. We have planned for many different things, looking into the future of aviation also, to make it more sustainable and also to improve our footprint of manufacturing in aviation also. So there are going to be some interesting concepts, and I would request each and everyone to be there for the Wings India program. And once again, I would like to thank the state government, because I'm here in Odisha and also Honorable Chief Minister is also there. I would like to speak a little bit in Odia also, so that I can get some more stronger connectivity with my Chief Minister also. मु बहुत खुशी जे ए कॉन्फ्रेंस ओडिशा रे होची जगन्नाथ प्रभु का पवित्र भूमि रे मोरा कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी ओडिशा बॉर्डर रे तिबादारू इति आसीबा माने गरा को आसीबा परी लगोची मोरा क्षेत्र अनेक ओडिया भाषी लोक रहंती एवं मु ओडिया संस्कृति उपरे गर्व करुची काली मु पूरी जे प्रभु जगन्नाथन करा आशीर्वाद ग्रहण करीबरा सुजोग पाइतिली यही सहायता पेमु मुख्यमंत्री मोहन चरण मांझी को आंतरिक धन्यवाद जनाउची and thank you everyone. Thank you for all the wonderful support each and everyone is giving. This is the time for aviation in the country, and I hope each and every one of you, with the innovative ideas that you have, are able to contribute and achieve all the targets that we have all set collectively together. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful session. Thank you.
We would like to thank the Honourable Minister, sir, for that inspiring address. Can we have another huge round of applause? Thank you for steering this